Alright my friends, welcome back to my channel. Today it's a kind of a continuation from the previous video I recently done, upcoming model kit releases. And before I go any further, if you've just wandered by my channel by accident or whatever, you know what, I'm gonna ask you, please subscribe. You know what, why not? You got nothing to lose. Like Sean from Scale Model Car Guy channel says, hey, it's free to subscribe, it doesn't cost you anything. So, and it helps me out, right? And without further ado, we're gonna get right into this because we have a lot of ground to cover today in today's video and the upcoming exciting releases. Hey, it's a great time to be a car modeler. The models that they're coming out with, well, for us older guys who grew up around model building in the 70s and 80s and 1960s, the new releases that are popping up everywhere are amazing. And let's take the MPC 1971 Demon as an example. This is an obscure kit that hasn't been seen for a long time, since the 70s, and commands a high dollar out there. And I just found out, it's been announced that next week they will start shipping out these kits. So we'll start seeing them on the shelves and guys will be getting their orders filled next week on the 1971 Demon. Exciting, yes. I want a couple of those kits. Wow. Talking about obscure kits, I mentioned it in the previous video and I have some more information that yes, a 70 Maverick or possibly Comet will be built, or I should say this kit will be manufactured and produced coming up. My understanding is it from a good source, reliable source, that Mobius has been waiting a while to perfect this kit in its development. They want this 100% correctly done, so that's why no major announcements or anything like that. Who knows, it still could be pulled off of the idea shelf. We don't know yet, but my understanding is that this is in development process. So in my previous upcoming releases video, I had talked about the unveiling of a late 70s MPC kit that was going to be reproduced, and I was partially correct on that. I had predicted a Camaro. The Camaro is coming out on a, we'll talk about that later, but the actual unveiling was the 1970s Dodge Warlock truck, 4x4 edition. This is a very cool repop of an old, 1977 Dodge kit. It's a short box, step side, fabulous, fabulous. I knew a friend of mine who used to own one of these way back in the mid 80s, I think it was. He put big 39-inch tires on it, very cool 4x4. These Warlock trucks were a very nice truck. My understanding is it's going to come with gold rims and the gold decaling on it. So that's something you guys will have to keep a watch for coming up. Now, going back to the Camaro, I had predicted this Camaro coming up, which is true. However, it's not the form that I showed pictured. It is the Pro Street version. I don't know if this is the box we'll see. I'm gonna guess they're gonna redo a different boxing on it because this boxing was pretty plain, pretty bland, but it did have wider tires. Not a 100% true Pro Street, but I do remember that it did have wide tires. I had this kit way back in the late 80s-ish, and that's exactly what the timeline on ScaleMate shows. Around 1984-86, that's when I bought it. And you notice, here we go, a Reeboks 2023. It has been shown that it will be remade, this kit. So this is kind of a kit that maybe they'll improve upon like they did on all the other kits that they got going on now. And kind of looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with this build. Now, the other unveiling that the model car companies were talking about unveiling something that hasn't been seen, and that was the 1964 Chevelle that they brought out. to show on display. Now for me, this is not a surprise that they brought out this kit. I kind of figured it was coming through talks of the rumor mill. However, this is an all new tooling. However, there is hints that there will be a spin-off of this car. Mainly, they're talking about doing the 64 Chevelle convertible, depending on how sales of the hardtop kit goes. Another addition maybe they're talking about is a 65 Chevelle SS, the non-Z16 396 car. And also, don't be surprised if we see a 1964 Chevelle El Camino come off of this kit, or possibly even a station wagon. But mainly, my understanding is the convertible and the 65 are what they're looking at long term of this kit. Another thing is, this is all new tooling supposedly, or is it rendered off of the original old Craftsman tooling? I'm not sure, but it will have the clear headlights, separate tail lamp lenses and stuff like that. So this should actually be a nice build. We'll see what the future holds for this kit. Now, to some out there, this kit might be a surprise. To me, not really. I kind of figured they were doing this, as I kind of heard a little bit of a rumor, but it was not built upon that rumor. It was squashed pretty quickly. Speaking of surprise kit unveilings, you might see this weekend at the Detroit area modeling car show. They are probably going to do an unveiling of a future build kit. I don't know, no clue what it is. It's hard to say. I'm going to guess also that the Cornet hardtop 1968 version of the convertible kit will probably be unveiled. I'm going to guess that will be shown. And also, I think the Shirley Muldowney, get that word out there, Chuck. The Shirley Muldowney drag Mustang kit, that one should be coming out next month and being shipped is my understanding. And while we're on the subject of funny car drag cars, Atlantis has went out and found a whole bunch of older molds of kits. By looking at their molds, one of them is the Firebird funny car, as far as I can see. I'm not the best pair of eyes in the world, so, you know, that is what it is. Maybe you guys can see it better. The Firebird kit hasn't been around for quite a while, is my understanding too. And from also looking at their moldings, I can see that in the top left corner, it looks like a Mustang or maybe the Topaz. Again, my eyes are, you know, old and can't, whatever. But it does look like the Glidden Mustang or maybe something along that line is what I'm thinking. It's interesting looking at these molds because when I worked at a manufacturing plant, these are actual molds I had worked on. Alright, let's take a second to wet my whistle. Throat's getting dry from all this blah blah blah. Speaking of Atlantis funny car model kits, if you check the background in this picture, you'll see the 1/16 scale U.S. Marines Grand Am funny car. This is another one that commands a high price on eBay and out in the market, and it's gonna be reproduced from what I can see in these pictures. So that's another thumbs up to the model car manufacturing community for bringing out these kits again. Another Mobius kit that we're looking at putting out now is the late 60s Chevy C10 pickup truck. Looks like a short box version, and that looks to be very cool. My poor wallet is not gonna take all these kits that are coming up because all these kits are looking really awesome and I want a few of them for sure. And this kit, I've been wanting a short box kit for a while. Yeah, they have the Chevy Blazer out there, but not a short box truck like this one that Mobius has planned. So thumbs up again to Mobius. while we're on the subject of Mobius trucks, there's the Wrecker, the 1970 Ford tow truck based on a F350 chassis. It looks like it could be a 4x4. I'm not sure. The unveiled parts trees looks like it could be a 4x4. I'm not 100% sure, but I do like that it's a home style wrecker. Technically you could put this on anything, a Chevy back half or even a Dodge back half of any of the Dodge kits that have recently come out. So again, Mobius is doing some fantastic builds and that are going to be produced very soon. My only hopes on the Wrecker is that it doesn't have the same plastic warping problems that the car hauler did. A lot of those car haulers that were shipped out had hood warpages, body warpages, stuff like that, and I wanted to buy one, and I specifically didn't get one because of those warpage problems. So sorry Mobius, you lost out. So all in all, that's a wrap on some of the upcoming kits. Like I say, Detroit Model Show, we'll see what's new on the 2024 horizon and beyond. So you know what, to Round 2 models and to all MPC and to AMT and to Mobius and Atlantis for bringing all us old guys all these obscure kits and new releases. You know what, cheers to y'all. Oh yeah. Oh, it's a bit of sourness, but I like it. Hey my friends, cheers until next video. We'll see you. I'm going back to the bench. I'm gonna continue on the Mustang group build. If you don't know, Scale Speedworks has got a 60-year anniversary Mustang build. You can build any Mustang you want as long as you unveil it April 17th of next year, 2024. So I'm gonna go back on the bench, and you know what? Stay awesome until that video, my friends. Cheers.